Welcome once again to a conversation with Irma and David. Irma, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, surviving the heat.
That's right. It's been so hot these days, huh? Yeah. Well, we have another conversation with Irma Payan with Arizona Barrio Stories. I am David Parra with AARP in Arizona, and I manage the platform AARP Arizona Hispanic Connection. Today, we are going to focus on just 2 points. We would like to make this kind of quick. We're going to talk a little bit about Chicano Hollywood, and then we're going to cover some events, particularly AARP events. Have you heard of the phrase baptism by fire?
Very much so. When I was student teaching, they threw me to the sharks.
You know, when you do live shows, it's kind of like a baptism by fire. Before the show, you and I were going back and forth, what we're going to cover, this and that. So here we are. So thank you, Irma. And I'm sure it's going to be informative and fun. Let's first talk about this Chicano Hollywood. I have never heard about them. But it seems like they knocked at your door at Arizona Barrio Stories and began a conversation and a kind of a relationship, so much so that Gil Vivens actually was just in, is it Los Angeles or Hollywood?
I believe he was in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Joanne and Gil drove out there to meet with, they've been dealing with a guy named Johnny Murillo, mm-hmm. and he has a formation of producers and writers, and they saw our platform and they liked it. And they liked that we're telling stories and allowing people to tell their stories. So they kind of reached out to us, and we're now working together.
That's amazing, that they reached out to us. The bigger entity reached out to the smaller one. Typically, it's the other way around. So it's amazing what your platform, it's doing. I don't know how much people have heard about Chicano Hollywood. I personally don't know much about them. I heard about them through you and Gil. But they are all over the place. They are on social media. So just for folks who might not be as familiar, I could read just something that I found in LinkedIn. It says Chicano Hollywood is a movement dedicated to showcasing Chicano stories and talent in the entertainment industry. There are over 40 million Chicanos, Mexican descent, in the U.S., and another 10 million of those that are Chicano culture that must be genuinely represented to a society that has negatively stereotyped us. We strongly believe that our stories must be told in our voice and with our faces for the stigma to truly change. We are dedicated to represent the Chicano voice in every space of culture, because if we don't, others will continue to box us in a negative way. Our narrative will only change when we own it. So this is what they say. This is what Chicano Hollywood says on their LinkedIn page, and they're on social media. But I believe, Irma, that they do have an app, correct?
Yes. If you have a smart TV, you can download an app, Chicano Hollywood, and within that app, you can locate us, Arizona Barrio Stories. And you might not even want to locate us, but if you go to the app on your phone or your smart TV, you can view their content. And like they said, they are giving a voice to other people that have stories.
Pretty much what you and Gil are doing with the Arizona Barrio Stories. I kind of see a a parallel here. Obviously, they are going to have the big names, the big monies, and they're going to be able to produce big scale things. But it's interesting that Gil, I'm showing the picture. I'm sure you can see it. Gil is there sharing about the Arizona Barrio Stories. That's so interesting that an Arizona entity is now part of that. And how do you feel, and what do you sense Gil feels about all of this?
It's exciting. It's really exciting that he was able to share what we're doing, and they snatched on that story and they thought, wow, we want to do that also. So I think it was a good thing. They gave kudos to us, and he was able to represent us in LA, and now more people are tuning in to us.
Right. Okay, so that's that. So folks can literally download an app, correct? Is that what it's called? Chicano Hollywood. It's an app that they can download in their phones, and then they'll tune into all their whatever content they are producing. And I can just tell, I'm going to do it. Actually, I haven't done it. I can just tell the big names, of the Chicano actors and influencers, if you will, are going to be posting stuff there, and there will be some cross promotion, right? The Chicano Hollywood is going to be able to post some things on the Arizona Barrio Stories, and I would imagine the other way around as well. Correct?
Correct.
Good. Well, that's great. That's great news for Arizona Barrio Stories, for Arizona and all of us, that this entity is up and running. Let's move on to our second point. It's already kind of 7 minutes, so we try to make this as quick as possible. So let's move to events. I have several, Irma, but I think you off the air, you were telling me about a particular one that just started. Would you mind sharing about that one?
Yes. Since a lot of people, AARP, are retired, sometimes you try to look for something to keep your mind active, to keep your body active. And I wanted to announce, and some people may have already seen it on our site, but CPLC with Central Park is doing embroidery. So at 10:30 every Thursday, if you want to come out and learn to embroider, it's almost like a lost art. I know a couple of people have gone, and you learn how to embroider. My grandmother would do the heels. Right. And so that was something that she loved to do until her eyes started to fail her. But I thought I'd announce in case somebody was out there and they wanted to learn how to do that.
Great. I saw that on Facebook, and it really caught my attention. So I'm glad that you are telling folks about it. So I suppose that they can, at the very least, go and follow the Chicanos por la Causa Facebook page, because I know they post a lot of stuff there. And let me see. I hope I remember. Oh yeah, they launched also Empodérate. I actually posted that on our website, but they launched Empodérate, which is a Facebook live through Prensa Arizona, I believe it is. And they are now in their second or third episode. It's a Spanish conversation, but they talk a lot about what Chicanos por la Causa is doing. It's a really, really good program. So there you have at least a couple of programs from Chicanos por la Causa.
Chicanos por la Causa is everywhere.
I know. I'm amazed at how much they have grown in the last several years. Okay, so let's kind of move to the end of this little or brief conversation. I am showing Irma that our next. We call this movies for grown-ups, right? But instead of going to the theater to see a movie, which we also do, I also came up with the idea of bringing the movie to sites, and we're working with the city of Avondale, and on July the 22nd, we're gonna show the first episode of Arizona Heritage: An American Story. This is by Dr. Pete Dimas. It's an amazing documentary he's working on. We're showing the first episode. He will be there to engage folks, if they have any questions, but the main attraction will be the movie, the episode. You and I were already we have seen it, and it's amazing. I'm sure you would agree. And let me kind of go over other events that we are going to be doing in the near future, just to kind of complete this conversation. We are going to again, July 22nd, Arizona's Mexican Heritage in Avondale, August 5th. We're having a painting event in Phoenix. More concretely, Post 41. And September 16, History of Mexican Music in Phoenix, again, Post 41. October 14, Arizona's Mexican Heritage again, but this time at Post 41. And last but not least, a very special event on a Sunday, December 3rd in Phoenix, again in Post 41. So the key thing is a couple of things is for you and for all of us watching this video to stay tuned, because you need to register, and the registrations, at least for the first event, are going to start, I think it's next week. So stay tuned so you can, we'll provide the link on a post on Facebook. Some will get an email, and you can register to join us. We're looking to have at least 100 folks in Avondale. I'm pretty sure we can do it. What do you think, Irma?
I think you can probably do more than that. One thing I do like about that event is the question answers. The questions they provide are really good.
Yeah. Irma, thank you. We come to the end of our brief conversation. Have a great weekend, and 4th of July is coming.
Yes.
All right. Abrazos para todos. Thank you. See you in our next conversation. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.